welcome back to the Millionaire podcast. I'm Jim Neville. We work for PCS Exterior Cleaning, based out of Cambridgeshire. We're gonna just put a few videos together today in the podcast to let you know what's been happening. We've got a few roof cleans we've had. We've done some new commercial work. Went and quoted yesterday or Wednesday in Sheffield. There was a block of flats, like student accommodation, 7 stories high, about 400 windows. One man could do it in a day. We quoted for that, put the quote in while we were there, you know, professionally done, headed note paper, full quote including VAT, all the RAMs we put forth through it, health and safety policies that Graham does for us now, just to let them know we're fully insured, let them know we've been DBS checked. We do similar work like this. Cherry picker wasn't needed. We could do it all from the pole. The 7th floor, you can go up through the building and out of the flats doors onto balconies and like a roof terrace, so you can reach all those. And then you can do 1 to 6 from the floor, so that works quite well. And we got that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, which will be great. We've got a few roof cleans happening at the moment, which is funny this time of year. Don't usually get roof cleans this sort of time of the year, but I'm not going to turn down. They're happily coming in. This video, I also wanted to tell you that leaflets, you know, a lot of people can be very skeptical about leaflets, especially in the exterior cleaning industry, but hopefully this is a bit of clickbait. I got a inquiry for a £1,650 roof clean from a leaflet, so let alone did I get lots of jobs where about 3% of the leaflets on a conversion rate from leaflets on windows and gutters and stuff like that, but the roof, so it nearly paid for the whole campaign out of one roof, so very happy with that. Leaflets do work. You're not going to get that every time, but that was a lovely Brucey bonus to be added on. I'm in the van today just because I'm out helping Cameron finish off this roof. We're in just outside of Peterborough in a place called Breton, lovely part of the world, and I've done some leafleting around here, talked to a few people, hopefully pick up a bit more work around here if they want us to be regular with the windows as well. So you might be able to hear the pressure washer in the back of the van going for it. So this week, so it's Friday, we usually put the podcast out on a Friday. We're going to talk to you about staff. We've had, and so I haven't got any problems with anybody that is in any of these situations. People are free to leave and do whatever they want to do. Totally understand why a couple of the lads that work for me are moving on to different jobs. They want to go down different paths. It's nothing, you know. One of the lads that worked for me handed in his notice the other day. You know, he really didn't want to hand in his notice. He said that, but the job that's coming up was so perfect for him. They've been offered. It was better hours, not really early in the morning like we do. It was more holiday pay. It was extra benefits, although we're starting to bring in the benefits like healthcare, private healthcare. We're doing a PCS coming soon, and the rest of his family worked there. That was the main reason he was doing it. The rest are his missus and his dad and his sister and family members and friends all work in the place that he's going to get the job at. He's got the job at. So we'll be sad, very sad to see him go, but we understand that people will have to move on. And I think in the exterior cleaning, window cleaning trade, we're trying to. I think it's more a trade these days. It needs to be known as a trade. I think what's coming in the next 10 years will be some form of regulation around it. You can't just buy 10 grand's worth of kit and go and do roof cleaning and ruin someone's roof, or you can't go and buy a water fed system without learning literally how to do it, what the water's like. You know, there's millions of people out there, not millions, there's lots of people out there that get made redundant from their job. They go and buy a nice van and spend 6 grand, 8 grand on a really nice water fed system, don't even understand how the water's made, don't even understand how you can't just clean the glass, you've got to clean the frames and the seals and the doors and the UPVC, and they're cleaning out gutters by hand, going up ladders and stuff. That went out 10 years ago. Everybody should be on gutter backs these days, and I think that there's going to be some regulation that comes in, and you might have to do some form of training course or get a certificate. I think there's a certificate in Scotland at the moment to do that. But yeah, I think that is coming. The churn of staff, I think, is something that the cleaning industry has always had. They are always going to be people that come in that work for a period of time and then will leave just before the winter sets in, or they will just do a period of time because they found something. Basically, it's easier. If you're getting paid 30 grand a year to clean windows and someone offers you the same job, and you got to sit on your ass in a call centre or in an office, or even just like a driving job, it's easier. It's a lot less effort than cleaning. I ask a lot of my team, and the odd day that I go out now actually cleaning, I'm knackered by the end of the day. So you've got to be pretty fit, got to be physically fit to do it. So the churn rate of people coming in, especially younger ones, if you're like under the age 30, 35, under that, and you haven't got a mortgage and you haven't got kids and you can just flit about between jobs, I totally understand why you would move. And that's why the people that worked with me for a long time and will be with us for a long time if we look after them, which we do, are slightly older, 35 plus. I've got 2 lads that work for me, and one's nearly 60 and one's nearly 50 at the moment, and they are my best workers. They work really hard, there's no complaints, we don't have to keep monitoring them, they just get on with it, and you reward them in the way that we reward them, with good salaries and decent perks now. Commission ladder is working really well. So about a week and a half ago, 2 of my staff handed in their notice. They didn't know the other person was doing it, but it happened to be at the same time. 2 of my staff have handed their notice and gone. They will be going at the end of next week. So I panicked and put out job adverts everywhere, paid some money to marketing people, and got loads of adverts out there, and actually I was well surprised with the response. I've interviewed in the last week 10 people, of which 8 I could have taken on straight away. Good, and then you've got to whittle it down. So we've whittled it down. So I want another 2 full-time workers, and I want you to be polite, professional, fit enough to do the job. Previous experience would be great. Also being able to sell. The people underestimate that so much, that these staff that are coming on board, I don't just want you cleaning windows all day. We ask that every single job that the boys go to, call them boys, they're older than me, most of them, that they put at least like 5 leaflets out to the neighbours either side. Every person they talk to that's like walking past or stops them to talk to them, you should be trying to upsell to them, and then upsell to the people that you clean the windows of. You clean the windows of a house and you notice there's a tree going out the gutter, you should be either telling Caroline in the office or me to contact that person, or just knock on the door and say, look, did you notice that your gutters, and that's something that PCS offers, and we've got an offer on there at the moment. So there is quite a lot, and the commission structure, I can tell you what the numbers are. So basically we will give you a tenner for every single customer that you pick up that's done. So when it's done at the end of that month, you will get paid a tenner for every single customer you pick up. One of the chaps who interviewed with me this week
asked me, he was more interested in sales for the company, which was interesting because I've not thought of a full-time sales role, but it's in the formula, it's in the 5-year vision plan. But he was like, how much would you back yourself if it was your job to bring in work? And I said, I reckon I could bring between 15 and 20 jobs in a day if that was my entire job, if I had nothing else to do, and literally was either knocking doors all day long, or I was going out at good periods of time. Good time to canvas is like 4 till 6 o'clock at night. Perfect. People coming home from school, coming home from work, you know, finishing their day, and you just catch them right at the right time. And yet we'll be in your area tomorrow, and it's in an area that we're already doing. So my workers calling me from the top of the roof. I'll get back to you.
Always. Hold on. Her sister was her right? And what was her sister, right? And what was her sister? To the east, bro. A wicked witch to the east, bro. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong. And she came down in a bubble. She came down in a bubble, dog. I'm not fighting with you.
So where do we get to? Dirt Millionaire podcast. Please subscribe. It helps us a lot. Also look at the live stream video we did last week for CleanLink. Awesome product CleanLink put together. It's a really, really nice pole. I think if I was on the tools full time, I would look at having a pole like that. I get it slightly bigger, maybe a 22 or a 25, 27, something like that. Maybe 27 is a little bit too big, but yeah, awesome product, very well put together, and he is making waves. Tom at CleanLink is making big waves in the cleaning industry. We're gonna get all of our kit from him from now on. He's working on some products for us. I just had a look at his new electric hose reel. That is a really sturdy bit of kit. That is well put together, well engineered. We are, yeah, pushing that. We're going to be pushing that to all the staff. There is a link. Then there's a little badge at the bottom of the picture. There should be that it gives you 5% off CleanLink. Just added bonus. I think if you sign up to their newsletter, you get some more discount as well. So have a look out for that. Any problems with that, just give me a shout and I will pass you through the link for it. So we will get back to staff. So we had 2 leave, and they're leaving us next week. So that's 2 full-time roles. And I took on a window cleaner that had been window cleaning for about 18-20 years. He was doing something slightly different, and he's just coming back to it. But he's ready to roll. You know, he's been doing it well. I know of him, I know the company he works for before. Phoned them up and got references, and yeah, he's a nice lad called Dan. It's going to fit into the team lovely. Just had to show him, well, I'll come on to the other guy as well. There was another guy we're taking on called Charlie, and he's going to be a good addition as well. You know, done window cleaning before, worked for one of the big national firms, travelling up and down the country doing supermarkets and stuff like that. Knows all about the kit and what I expect from him going forwards, and was also again interested in the commission structure. Let's get some people signed up. Let's get people on go-kart. Let's start getting that commission in. That's where I was going as well. We were doing so they get £10 for every customer that comes in. So I would back myself easily doing £150 a day in commission. And then for every like ad hoc job, so if you're getting gutter, conservatory roof cleaning, patio cleaning, anything like that, we give you 10% of the job. So this job I'm on now, just helping Cam out with, it was one of the lads I speak about a lot called, I ain't tell you the full story of that one, because it actually shows you what marketing can do. I go to B&I meetings every week, as you know. I meet in Peterborough, and I'm part of Synergy B&I. What part of B&I, and that's going really well. We've got thousands from it so far, and I've only been a member 3 months. They offer you to sub for other people, because you're not supposed to miss a meeting. So if you're going to go on holiday or you're ill or something like that, you can ask someone to sub your place so you don't miss out on any business, and they do a little spiel about your business. So I was asked to sub in the Rutland chapter, which is Stamford Way. We've got work in Stamford and beyond, Oakham, places like that. And I went along to a lovely venue out Rutland Hall Hotel, I think it was called. Really plush hotel. Also did a quote for the window cleaning while I was there, and their roof cleaning. And went into that room. So that's not my room. That's not my group that I meet with every week. It's a new group. Didn't know anybody in the room, and that was great. They welcomed me in. I did the spiel for the other company that I was covering for. Then they gave me a chance to do mine. There was another cleaner in the room that we know well called Diogo. You know, it worked very well. Then a couple of weeks later, 3 weeks later, they asked me to go back to cover someone else. I went back, and from that I got a £1,500 plus VAT pressure washing job and a £400 soffits and fascias windows job. So that was that. Thanked them for the business, sorted both those jobs out. One of them's ongoing. I need to cherry pick for it, which is great. But also made some impact into that group. So now another 20 or 30 people will know what PCS is about, and then so their network, if every one of those knows 50 people that they could recommend you to, you know, there's thousands of people more that I didn't know just by going into one room. So from BNI original I'm in, went to another BNI, got work from them. Graham went and did the work for that BNI customer out in Gretton, where we are now, and while he was cleaning it, he picked up the gutters across the street for a chap. While he was here, he cleaned the gutters out for that person. That person then messaged me later on that night and asked to clean just the little front part of his house, which was £600. I quoted for it. Today, me and Cam are doing the £600 little roof. Water pressure's rubbish, so it's taking a little bit longer than I thought, but it's fine. There's profit to be made out of that. £600. Graham got £60 commission that we paid to him at the end of this month, just by talking to the neighbour across the way. He also would have got £12 from it before, because that was 10% of the £120. So from that one BNI meeting, thousands of pounds worth of work. It's definitely worth doing. But you can see how the network follows on. It's not just, oh, we did Facebook leads, oh, we did Google pay-per-click, oh, we did, you know, leafleting. This is people recommending us. These people that have used us before, they're recommending us further. It is pushing PCS name further and further. Because it won't be long, you know, in my 5-year vision that we have in PCS, you know, I'm coming for your priors, coming for your abacus, we're going to be up there. That's where I want to be. I want 25 vans, 6 ladies in the office, you know, the big firm. That's where we want to be. And we won't be far away from it in 5 years' time. It's coming. But in that, I'm going to have to look at other areas, because just the area that I'm in, there isn't the scope to push. I'll probably get to 1.5 million, but in revenue. The scope from then on is it needs to go somewhere else, so we just got to spread it a little bit further out. But if you listen to the podcast that like Cleanables podcast had both Lee Pryor and Patrick from Abacus on there, they do about 60 miles, I think, from their base. So 60 miles from us is quite a distance. You could do any of the next big cities, Cambridge from us, you know, touching. Yeah, there's a few. The other way, like Lincoln, you know, big places with lots of work in it. There's potential there. But going back to the staff, so 2 left, and my 2 current workers have both gone down to 4 days a week. So I have officially, if we break it down into a week, there's one day that needs covering for Graham, one day that needs covering for Richard, there's a week that needs covering for Brandon that's left, a week that needs covering for Cam who's leaving. So out of 1 week, that's 10 days that needs covering, so 12 days that needs covering. So I did all those 10 interviews this week, and we have taken on, and like I said, we took on Dan that's working 5 days out of that 12, and you've got Charlie who's working 4 days out of that 12, and we've taken on Sam, who I've known for a long time, probably since he was born, who's covering the other 3 days. And all of those, by the end of November, will be fully, driving their own van, using the right kit, fully trained on every aspect that PCS offers, ready to go. So actually, the panic on that Friday when they both handed in their notice, I didn't need to panic. There's lots of people out there that are willing to work hard, and I'm out with Cam now. I'll get on with these people that are leaving. I understand why they're leaving. We're going out for drinks tonight to give them a farewell, goodbye. Leaving amicably. It's not a big thing. And also, I've said to them the door is not closed. You go and do this new job, and you're there for 6 months or a year, and you think, oh, actually, I miss being outside. I miss being part of that small team. Going back to the base every day and stuff like that. You can come back. I will make room. There will be room for you to come back. And stuff would have moved on by then. I'll be paying people more money, and there'll be more commission to be made. There might be slightly different jobs, like the progression to soon I'll be needing manager to manage, split the team in two managers for 2 teams. So yeah, it's positive. It's moving forwards. The company's getting bigger, turnover. We're getting more leads from like Facebook have just dropped off a cliff, but that's just this time of year. No one's spending money. The skips are getting more every week. I'm part of the Uncleanables Discord, and what a hub of people on there. I enjoy speaking to everybody on there, but everybody's in the same boat that the people skip this time of year, and there's not a lot you can do about that. You can be harsh on them, but in the end they'll just leave and find someone who'll do what they want to do. So you've got to be a little bit lenient. We're a service business. We're swapping time for money, as James Sinclair would say. If we were a product business, it would be different. If I was selling something, if I was selling like Tom from CleanLink does polls, that's completely different. You can talk to your customers in a completely different way. There's a different relationship, but we are servicing our customers every single month. So yeah, positive. I don't think there's much else to tell you. Have a look at the little videos that Tom from Clean, who we work with, he does all my marketing and stuff like that. He's going to put together for you. A few routes we've done this week and last week. Commercial properties. We also have quoted. I've quoted not just for that big job that I mentioned. We quoted for 2 national companies of shops. I won't mention them just in case they don't come off. But these companies have hundreds of shops nationwide. This is something that I've invested some time and money in researching to get sorted. I think that from our base here, we could cover, a lot of England in that, and then we're looking for people to work with PCS. So if you're in another area, soon I will be getting work in your area, and I will want it to be servicing it, or someone that is associated with PCS will want it to be servicing that work. So if they've got shops in Manchester and Liverpool, obviously that's too far for us to go. There'll be like a 3-hour drive. I wouldn't expect people to do that unless there was we could like stay overnight in that area, or there was a lot of shops in that area, and we could put them all together. The idea is that we'd cover it under the PCS brand all nationwide. And I think if both of those contracts come off, there's something like 300 shops nationwide, right down to Devon and right up to like Carlisle and above that, nearly touching Scotland. And we're looking, so the advert's out there. Please get in contact with PCS. We will have work in your area that we will sub out to you for you to do, working under the PCS brand, which is getting bigger and bigger. This is something we want to do, and it's not a franchise model. You know, I'm not wanting you to pay me you know, a percentage of your total turnover. I'm not wanting to supply you with kit and branding and all that type of stuff. There will be a little bit of branding needed to be under the PCS logo, but basically when you go and clean, if you're in Manchester and a couple of these shops come up for you to do and they're weekly, we have a conversation and we do some research into you, make sure your values and ethic is similar to PCS, and then we would sub that work to you, and when you go, we invoice for the work. When we get paid, you get paid, and we've got good payment terms with all of our staff, all of our customers now. No commercial job is paying me longer than 30 days, and on the bigger commercial work we take 25% deposit, and then they still have to pay within 30 days. But what we've done, a little tip for anybody out there as well that's wanting to grow their business or help cash flow. Cash flow is a massive problem in the cleaning industry. You know, people don't treat window cleaners like Tesco's, and they should. We're the same. You know, you can't turn up to Tesco's and say I'll pay you next week. You can't turn up to Tesco's and say I'll pay you by cheque. You can't turn up to Tesco's and say I'll pay at the end of the month. You have to pay when your shopping is in that trolley, and it is the same with your windows. We clean the windows, you should pay then. That night is the latest you should pay, and that's why Go Cardless works, because Go Cardless, we looked at it last night, so nearly half of our round now is on Go Cardless, which is great because that just works every single day. Hundreds of pounds been paid into the account, and we are not chasing people. It's all done from the app. We use Cleaner Planner at the moment in talks with Squeegee, because I think that's a nice bit of kit as well, and they're developing it more. Yeah, so if you're in other areas of Peterborough, other areas of England away from say 50 miles plus of Peterborough and Stamford, please get in contact. We would like to potentially work with you. Stay tuned to the growth of PCS exterior cleaning. We had that vision. I'm going to put it out there. My vision is I want to be the biggest domestic window cleaner in England. So Abacus and Prior, I'm coming for you. But I've got a good relationship with. I speak to Patrick on Abacus on the Discord. Really nice guy, and they've done really well building that business in a short period of time. It's great, you know, without investors and stuff like that. And then Prior, everybody knows Lee's story, and Lee has done smashing. You know, he invested his heart and soul and house and everything into his business, and it has paid dividend for him. And I want to slice of that cake. We're in a completely different area, so I'm not encroaching on their turf. You know, all's fair in love and business, in you know. So yeah, stay tuned. Please subscribe. Have a look at the live streams we put out with the poll reviews with CleanLink. Please keep liking and subscribing to this Dirt Millionaire podcast with PCS exterior cleaning. We don't cut corners, we clean them.